This is the situation of school science assessment in this country. Let me provide you some conclusion based on my PC, my perception. Okay. Firstly, I would like to conclude that when we discuss at the national level, we do all agree about the objective of science instruction. No conflict about that. But the actual situation in the school is different. And these are the things that have to be taken into account. The question is, how much the curriculum affect the science instruction and assessment? How much? It seems that many means of assessing are required, but most of the tests actually are focused on knowledge and comprehension. So there is a sizable gap between the existing possibility for assessment in science and the actual practices. The two most powerful factors is not the formative assessment. This is not the IPSC attempt. It is the admission test, university entrance exam, and the ONET. What the urgent need in this country, from my perception, is the urgently review. We have different group of people perform different things. No evidence whether they are in harmony with the intended curriculum or not. We just have what the people claim. Everyone claims that they are in harmony with the intended curriculum, but we do not have the evidence. And we, as science people, we never listen to the people. We would like to listen to the data, to hear what the data say, not the people say. Otherwise, it will be not the evidence base. It's just the opinion of the people. About the formative assessment, that it seems to me that is crucially important. I think we are quite weak in communication. We have to ensure them that they understand and realize that how important it is in good teaching. And communication alone is not sufficient, I think. Teachers need instruments, need techniques, need procedure, need some to help them. This must be available, and not only available, but also easily accessible. Perhaps a lot of attempt should have to be put. If we would like to raise our national curriculum to be the core of the development in science of this country, we have to do something to have the curriculum that would dictate the assessment. Otherwise, the assessment will dictate the curriculum. Thank you very much.
Could you elaborate a little bit more about turning opinion into data? Because I think that's something we need to look at quite urgently. For example, when you proposed that the assessments, both at the national level and the school level, need to be aligned with the intended curriculum. When we get people to come and review, say a test question, and make a judgment whether that item is aligned with the intended curriculum, that's also an opinion as well, isn't it? So what can be the process that we can turn the opinion into data so that we can crunch the data and make use of the data for further development?
What we can do is to understand that there are many options for that. For my own personal experience, I encourage a school teacher to do some action research. To do the action research that involve the classroom activities carrying out during the teaching learning, which include the role of the teachers, the student participation, and one component is the test, the test instrument they use. Now, to see whether the characteristic of the test is evaluate or assess what we do need or not. And the result from the students, for example, one item in the action research is ask the student about the test. whether the test just asks for the memory of the books only, or the test include some of the things they do or they find out in the laboratory. And the data from 40 students, the mean score, we use a Likert score scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the mean score of the 40 of those in that particular class show that whether it's in harmony for our rationale and philosophy or the other way around. This is a kind of the thing that we obtain that. And we do it in many classes and come up with the summation of the mean score of the whole school. So we can have the mean score of the single class, one class, let's say biology 101. And we have the mean score of the department. Let's say we have 10 classes of biology, 10 classes in chemistry, 10 classes of physics and all that. And we have the total picture of the school. You see? This is one example. Thank you. Yes, please.
First of all, I would like to congratulate for a nice presentation. As you have mentioned in your last concluding remarks, that the school test is measuring up only two components, knowledge and understanding, while the objective is covering 4 components, application and science processing skills. Your university admission test in this country, whether it is also having taken care of all the 4 objectives or not? If yes, up to what extent this university admission examination test is covering the objectives for admitting the students in the university system? Mm-hmm. And what is the position about attitude and interest evaluation in science? Mm-hmm.
This is a short question. It requires long answer, I think. Let's focus on the university entrance examination first. This is a lengthy discussion. And the university people defend themselves. We are not belong to the school. We belong to the university. Yes and no. Okay? Perhaps we have to do something in order to protect our rationale and philosophy in science instruction based on our curriculum objective. We would like to encourage the university entrance exam groups to come up with the things in harmony with the objective of the instruction, and it depends on them more or less. There are another mechanism and strategies, I think. It is the school system itself, because nobody will have the right to enter the university if they do not get the last year of secondary schooling certificate. You see my point? I think it is the role of the Ministry of Education to come up with a strong technique and system of assessment to this particular purpose. Perhaps we might need to do one thing. One thing is to convince the university people. That the other is to strengthen our system itself. Secondly, concerned with the attitude and interest, if I'm not mistaken. This is quite hard. And the formative assessment has to be taken into account. Unfortunately, the reward system for formative evaluation.
Thank you for Dr. Pisan for your wonderful presentations. And I would like to invite Dr. Prishan Desi, the president of IAEA conference for 2010, present the token of appreciation to Dr. Pisan. And thank you all of you for joining this presentation session, and hope you have a great time during the day. Thank you very much.